Welcome everyone to today's Empyrion Workshop Showcase. Join me as we take a look at the Gobbler Warbird MK II. So today's design is a creator requested look at the Gobbler Warbird MK II. This is an unlock level 25, size class 20 capital vessel coming to us from creator Daniele Marie. And this is a very massive ship, so I'm going to try and cover it as best I can, and hopefully we won't get too disoriented in terms of how everything is laid out. So in an effort to try and keep things simple and straightforward as we go through this, we're going to start at the bottom of the ship with the hover vessel bay. You have this one entrance here that is ground level, leading up into this very large hover vessel bay, where you see we have plenty of spaces for several hover vessels. Here you can see we have a repair station, a sentry gun up top to keep us safe. We have an oxygen station, 2 fridges up top. Here is a set of 5 cargo boxes, and then on the other side we have a similar setup with 5 more cargo boxes, a medic station, 2 armor lockers, the same defending sentry gun setup, and our control panel for the repair bay module in the middle. Towards the hangar bay door on each side, we have a drill repair conduit, which gives you access, once you get up the stairs, to a couple of spots where you can actually repair the drill lasers from inside without having to go outside to do so. On this end, we are right here by the elevator, and you can see we actually have 4 different sets of stairs that we can take up top, besides being able to just go into the elevator right there. We also have a list of what the floors are, so go ahead and take note because as you can see we have quite a few floors to go through. As I showed you, there is a pair of armor lockers here and a pair of fridges over there, and along the sides up here we have nice little windows to let us look out the back of the ship. Now immediately behind the elevator on this level we have a door here, and this gives you access to one of the thrusters at the rear of the ship. What this is as you can see this sign, every place you see this sign throughout the ship is an access door giving you repair level access to the thrusters in case they are damaged. So on the list for the different floors, this section is not actually considered a separate floor as it is part of the main hangar bay, but this is where you will find all of your harvest cargo boxes. Continuing up to the next level, we come into the main cargo bay, where as you can see we have a large number of cargo boxes embedded in the walls, and it gives a very pleasant look to it. However, if you want some more storage, you can feel free to add more in here as needed. Now the next level up is our armory, and in each corner we have an armor locker. We also have along the walls repositories, closets, and wardrobes, so you have plenty of space for your soldiers to store their armor and clothing. Coming in here we have our offline protection and a gravity generator, and that is pretty much all there is to this level. This next level is simply marked troop deployment, and it's just a level where you have a bunch of passenger seats for your troops to sit in, ready to go, right in the middle between your hangar bay for the hover vessels and the hangar bay for your small vessels. Now continuing up, we're not at another floor just yet, but remember how I said this symbol marks where there's going to be access doors for repairing thrusters? Well, right here we have another thruster behind this door, so you will find these spread throughout the ship, both in the elevator sections, in the wings, various places where when you see this sign, you know there is a thruster to be found nearby in case you need to repair it. And now our next level is the engineering level. We're coming up these steps. You see we have a nice decorative bit of fuel storage and just a really large room. But then here we see some more decorative fuel storage. We also can walk around, and as you'll notice, there are gaps in the floor, so be careful here because as you will see, we have a large column of RCS below. Now this is a very deep room, so if you fall, you are not going to be getting back up too easily. Continuing up the elevator, we'll next come to another spot where you see this marker. And what this is access doors, again, 2 more thrusters where you'll walk along the 2 side hallways and find thrusters that you can, again, repair if needed. And right above that level, we now have access to our main small vessel area. And in this room, you'll see we have two very large hangar bay doors, one on each side, as well as a hangar bay door in the ceiling for going up to the next level. You'll also see we have some lookout posts up above, and over here on these upper areas, we have two more parking spaces for smaller SVs. You will also notice here we have some defensive sentry guns, which are covered up in a certain mode, which we'll get to later. Now on the side by the elevator, if we come over here, you see we have a port observation deck, and what this is each of these rooms is simply a side where you can go out and look on the underside of the wings and just kind of have a nice view, whether you're in space or on a planet. Over here by the sentry guns, you see we have a sign here that says Bridge Access Corridor. So going up these stairs, we come to our bridge area. Now, as you come up into this area, in the middle, there is an elevator. And now I have not mentioned this to Danielle yet because I think it's a problem with the fact that the shutter door is here, but there is no lower elevator. So when you come through here, if you are just walking, you will fall through on top of the shutter door. So make sure when you come through, you do some kind of jump so you can actually get into the elevator section and keep moving without getting stuck. And in this corridor between the two sides of the elevator, we actually have behind the shutter door, not a thruster, but a weapon, one of our forward firing weapons, so you can repair those as well from behind shutter doors the same way you can the thrusters. So now, coming from the small vessel hangar bay area, if we take these stairs up, we actually come into the main bridge area, where you'll see you have your captain's seat, as well as some crew members here hard at work. We also have a nice sign reminding you to turn off Sentinel Mode before attempting to fly. Taking the middle door here, we come into another one of these sections where now you'll see we have two more crew members, and on each side we have a switch. On this side we have Dormant Mode, which turns off the hover thrusters and closes the shutter doors, hiding them from view. Use this with Sentinel Mode, the gravity control, oxygen control. It'll be a very low power mode, good for in space or when you're landed. And over here we turn on Sentinel Mode, which basically turns on the sentry guns to protect us in case someone tries to sneak on board the ship. So in this section of the room, you see we have an elevator, and just past that we actually have two doors concealing our core. On each side there is a sign that says SV Hangar and Ammo Depots, and then on each side we actually have doorways. The side doors here lead you to the back of some of your weapons, so you can actually do repairs for your weapons here on both sides. Also want to point out this is the same elevator we saw earlier where you need to be careful about the lower drop down. So now coming back down from the bridge to where this elevator is, if we go through the side door over here, we come into the same small vessel bay where you see we have another parking spot for a small SV, and we have the same thing on the other side. So you actually do have some smaller parking spots up here if you really want to use them. And then taking the stairs up from here, we come into our construction area, where in here you see we actually have a very large open room, nothing in here, so you do have some space for decorating. And through here we actually have the command center and constructors. And you'll see this is the command center because everybody's hard at work and has a nice view out over the small vessel hangar bay. Right here we have an unused room, which is completely uncolored, unfurnished. So this is where things are going to get a little bit confusing, so bear with me. I'm going to try to keep things as simple and streamlined as possible. So in this room, staying in the actual control center, going up the stairs here, we have some nice holographic displays. We have some information up here telling us about the spotlights, the gravity, the oxygen control, the turrets, everything. And we've got somebody here, keeping things in line. Going along this way, we have our constructors here, which gives us a total of 6 advanced constructors right here. And of course, coming back down this way, we come into the unfinished room again. Now, to the side of these two stairs, we actually have a section where you get to look out of one of the wing sections. Now, you can see we have these little ports here looking out, but right here we also have a door that leads out of the ship itself. Continuing down this hallway, we come into our Starboard Hydroponics area, where you see we have in this area a total of 90 grow plots split between different sections. Now you can of course always put more grow plots in here, but having it divided up like this makes it easier for you to split things up into different functional groups. We also have some cargo boxes in here, as well as 3 fridges and a food processor. And now over here along this wall, we have a door that leads us back into the same unfinished room on this side. But now back in this hallway where we first entered into the hydroponics area, if we continue on this way, we have gravity control room, where first on the lower level, you'll find access doors leading to some more of the thrusters. And then going up the stairs over here, we come up to find our gravity generator, along with a technician, making sure it stays at 1.0 gravity instead of doing something like 100 times gravity, you know, Dragon Ball Z style. Okay, hopefully you're not too confused yet. We are back here in the control center area, and continuing on this way, underneath this section, we will find a door leading to a new room where you see we have some decorative power storage, some nice display screens, and some tanks. And now continuing past the little room there, we go into this hallway where we find access doors for more thrusters along the different sides, basically the wing thrusters. And now we are back into the unfinished room here between the hydroponics area and our upper construction area. And well, that covers most of the starboard wing side. Now over here we do have an access door for the engine room, but we also have stairs here leading up to the elevator, fuel reserves, and the cafeteria. But let's go ahead and stay with this level for now. We'll go down here and look at the engine room, where you see we have some large generators in here. And we are now, if we go down this way, on the other side of the small vessel hangar bay from where we went in. And directly across from this door, staying up in this room, we have access to more thrusters going up in a row on this single elevator. Okay, so back here in the bridge access area, we're back in this same type room on the other side of the ship. And through here is access to the other wing section where we have our cafeteria and med bay and a few other things. Now this area is a little bit less confusing than the other side, but it still does have quite a bit going on for it. Over here by the windows looking down into the small vessel area, we have another access door to the engine room like we just came through before. And over here we have public showers, you know, because you might get dirty while you eat. And then over on this side we have our public restrooms in case you get some food poisoning from the bad food here. Now continuing past the restrooms, we come up here, we see a door leading to another thruster. And through here we have the same thing. This is the same as that hallway we were in just a moment ago on the other wing, where we have access to some more of our thrusters for repair purposes if you should need it. And now we're into another little lounge crew area, or you could think of this as the business office, internet cafe, where they could come in and get online, check their emails, you know, send some video messages to their friends and loved ones back at home. So on this side of the room, we have access to the other hydroponics area, where you see we have the same setup. Another 90 grow plots over here. We also have cargo boxes and 3 more fridges and a food processor up here. And going through the other door, we come into the port gravity control area, which is the same setup as the other one. You come in here, you have access to thrusters here, and going up top, we have access to another gravity control, where we have another guy making sure we do not go Super Saiyan training mode here. And in this same wing section, we of course have the same viewpoints out, as well as another door that leads out if you feel like doing some spacewalking from here. And that hallway connects by these stairs back here to the cafeteria and cafe lounge area. And then continuing up the other set of stairs, we come into our med bay, which looks very nice, very pristine. Of course, we have our medic station. We have several cryo chambers. We have a clone chamber, and we have all of our different medical scanners to keep all of your crew nice and healthy. Alright, I believe I have covered most of that level, and going up the elevator to the next level, we are now in the hangar section, which actually connects back over here to each wing section, where you see we are in the cafeteria again, coming up these stairs. And on this side, we're in the control center, coming up the stairs over here as well. On each side of this corridor, we have more fuel storage. And then passing back through the elevator on the other side, we have the upper hangar door from the small vessel area. And on each side of this hangar bay section, we have 2 small vessel parking spots, so giving you 4 more small vessel spots for your smaller size SVs. And then we have 1 spot here for a slightly larger one, maybe a cargo ship, maybe a cruise ship, something like that. We have more cargo containers here, so you do have some storage, either for dumping in supplies or just for keeping stuff for your crew as they get ready to load into the SV here. Now on each side, following up the stairs in the upper balcony areas, you will find 3 more access doors going to the backs of thrusters for repairs. Now on each side here, we have 2 doors. The middle ones lead to the bridge area again, and the side ones lead to the ammo depots, where we have rooms similar to the previous cargo bay area. As you will see, we have a staggered look of ammo boxes in here. And going through the bridge access door, we come right down this into the main bridge section that you saw earlier. And continuing up the elevator, we now come to our barracks area, where you see we have quite a few bunk beds as well as common area tables for everyone to just hang out and talk. And then going through here, we have toilets and showers, of course, because you need that right there in the barracks to be accommodating to your crew. Up next, we have a combo level where on one side we come into this corridor, and through here we have the captain's quarters. The much larger, much more luxurious quarters for him to be happy. Has his own little kitchenette, his own little internet kiosk desk, big screen TV. Of course, it's kind of set to the side where, I don't know, if I'm sitting here on the couch, I don't want to be looking at an angle, so it might need some rearranging, but maybe this is just what the captain prefers. Now going down the hallways, we come to side sections where we have a nice little lounge area with a lookout for the crew to kind of look out over each wing. So coming through the other door of the elevator here, we come into the warp core area, where you see we have nice radiation warnings about that core being radioactive. And then going along each side here, we'll find the other end of the little corridors where you have the lounges and the lookouts for your crew. And then on this side, you will find in the middle your warp drive fuel tank. And then continuing on up to the next level, we come to a small cargo room for storage. And then on the other side, we have our oxygen storage. And going up to the next level, we have both an access door to a thruster for repairs, and on the other side, access to our massive fuel storage area. Our next level up, the B section, has 2 sentry guns, 1 on each side, as well as an outside access door to a very specific docking pad. While this says Gobbler Warbird Mark II, which is the name of the ship here, this is actually meant for the Gobbler Starfighter small vessel, because of the fact that the actual door mounts where everything fits right here and you can walk straight out into it. And continuing up, we have another thruster repair access door, as well as a very long way up to our final level, the observatory hatch level. So at the back, we of course have our sentry guns, which are opened up with sentry mode is active. And along the sides, we have our nice observation windows where we can look out. Taking the set of stairs that leads down, we come to another thruster access door so we can actually do some repairs. And going up, we come to this walkway where we have more thruster access to our topside thrusters. And continuing up this elevator, we come to the very top hatch. So once again, this is the Gobbler Warbird Mark II, and it is an unlock level 25 size class 20 capital vessel. It carries 185 fuel tanks, giving you a total of 951,300 fuel, and with it landed with the thrusters turned off, I have over 243 hours of use. It also comes with a substantial 81 oxygen tanks, giving you a total of 162,000 O2 capacity and requires 11,057 to fill it up. It has a total of 22 ventilators, however only 1 oxygen station, 2 medic stations, and 1 clone chamber. And now for attack and defense, it comes with a full complement consisting of 4 plasma turrets, 6 flak turrets, 2 artillery turrets, 6 pulse lasers, 4 rocket launchers, 6 pulse laser turrets, 11 sentry guns, 6 cannon turrets, 4 rocket turrets, 6 minigun turrets, and 4 drill lasers. It also has a total of 89 cargo boxes and 22 ammo boxes, along with 8 fridges, 2 food processors, and 6 advanced constructors. Now, as can be expected with something this size, it is very expensive. You will need nearly 124,000 sathium and almost 79,000 iron to build this. But that's not the worst part, because you will need 16,144 erestrum and zascosium as well to build this, so this is absolutely a late game ship, or just one you spawn in using console commands. Now, this is a very impressive ship and very thoughtful in the design. It's also much more decorative than previous designs from Daniele Marie, in that she did include some NPCs for more of that realistic feel to it. Now, with a ship this size, it is going to burn up quite a bit of fuel going into atmosphere. However, the low power mode does allow you to conserve your power very well and makes it last for a good while. That makes it perfectly feasible to land this on a planet. However, you don't want to use it for scouting out the planet. It is also much more focused on small vessels than hover vessels, because you do have a limited amount of space for your hover vessels, but you basically have 2 different levels that you can actually dock small vessels in, as well as 2 outside docking points for the Gobbler starfighters. So once again, this is the Gobbler Warbird Mark II by Daniele Marie, and if you would like to try it out, I will have a link in the description below to it and the Gobbler starfighter. If you do try the design out and like it, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a nice comment on the workshop page. That is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave me a like, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.